Welcome back to the Live Great Podcast, where we talk about homes, community, and the decisions that shape our next chapter. Today I'm joined with Michael Possley and Shannon Irie of Horizons Kitchen and Bath in Chelsea, Michigan. Kitchens and bathrooms are some of the most important spaces in our home, not just for style, but for how we live day to day and how our needs change over time. In this episode, we'll talk about thoughtful design, aging in place, budgeting, return on investment, and how to create kitchens and baths that are both beautiful and functional. Whether you're remodeling to stay, preparing to sell, or planning ahead, let's get started.
Take 3.
I know. Welcome back to the podcast, and we are with Michael and Shannon today from Horizon Kitchen and Bath, and they are out of Chelsea, Michigan. And so we're going to start with can you both share how you got into the business and what inspired you to move into the Chelsea area?
Yeah, I'll start, but sorry.
Go ahead.
But yeah, no, I got into remodeling. I got into carpentry in '94 with a remodeling company. And eventually went to a company that did framing and started new construction for quite a while and excelled at that. I became a foreman with the one company, and then when the housing market tanked around 2008, couldn't wait by the phone, went on my own. I was already kind of set up to go on my own. And then, just got back into the remodeling and found myself into the kitchens, and I subcontracted for many years individually, and until I decided I wanted to have a showroom and our own designer and not bouncing around to all these different companies
and depending on a different company to stay in business and provide you with work.
Right.
That was a tough time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's awesome.
Ended up finding, thought Chelsea could support it, that it wasn't going to starve, other companies that were there, and did some research, made sure we were offering quality lines that the locals weren't, so that we could bring something different and not ruffle too many feathers.
So you did a little research to make
absolutely.
sure that you were bringing something in that wasn't already being offered in that area, which is the key to working.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And then Shannon, how did you end up becoming the designer for Horizons?
So I was working at Lowe's, and Mike was one of the contractors that we had used. So that's how me and Mike had kind of started working together, and we were already kind of putting projects and everything together. And so when the opportunity came around, like, hey, let's go start something in Chelsea, I just kind of jumped on board. And
you were ready to make a move?
Yep.
So what's your history? Were you going to school for design before you went to Lowe's, or
so I was going to school to be an interior designer.
Okay.
And then I ended up at Lowe's for my internship, not wanting to be a kitchen designer at the time. I was looking more for like the pretty stuff, the drapes, the wallpaper, the paint, that kind of thing. And they're like, oh, you have computer experience. Come over here, run this computer and put designs together. And
you're dating yourself now, back when the computers other people didn't know what was going on.
So they threw me into the computer and started designing it, and this is where we're at today.
Yeah.
That's good, though. That led you two together to get through there.
Yeah, when we decided to do this, she was no longer at Lowe's. She was with another company and was not, and they had their own in-house, so we weren't working together.
Okay.
And when I kind of had the determination that, all right, I really want to make something different happen. I had heard through the grapevine that she was unhappy with where she was at and was looking to go elsewhere, and that was the sign. It's like, all right, well, then I'm gonna steal her
sign.
up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you work with lots of different designers with all these other companies, and everybody does things a little differently, and then some don't care. and they throw the designs out, they just get their sale, and how it gets installed in the field, let that somebody else figure it out. And whereas we always had a good relationship, I don't have to try and figure out what was she thinking, as I try and put
Right.
this together. And she didn't design things she designed things with the space that it's in mind. And so, there was only a handful of designers that I knew I was going to be happy with if I was going to try and steal somebody. And it's a very small list of
Right.
of those designers.
Right. Well, that would lead me into my next question is, how would you describe Horizon's design philosophy in a few words? And it seems like you both kind of have the same philosophy in connected in the way you do business and the way you work.
Yeah, we definitely design centered. How things are going to go together, how that it flows well with the customer and the environment that it's in. We're not going to grab something shiny that's hot and trendy and say this is what you need in here.
Right.
No, we're gonna work with your style, with where you're wanting it to go to, that kind of stuff.
So you're not pushing
And
the new model home with the
Right.
white
Yeah.
and the gray and
No, right. If that's what you want, we will give that to you. But
Right.
we're not going to push that
Right.
to you.
So what does your design process look like from your first conversation to the final install? Can you kind of walk through the process?
So initially, we like to come out and get measurements of the space. And that also gives us a chance to take a look at it to see if we can possibly move anything around, if we can offer up another design idea. Maybe the customer wasn't thinking of, let's make a bigger shower here instead of a little neo-angled
Yeah.
shower. Or let's move some of the appliances around. Let's make the kitchen more functional. With us going out there, we can actually take a look and see, is it possible for us to be able to move stuff around? And then we'll put kind of plans together, bring them into the showroom, and go over our concepts.
Do you find generally that most people have a perception of what they want to design, or are they very open to
They
really
do.
moving things around?
They certainly know what they don't like with what they've got there.
Right.
And coming out there in person helps to figure, all right,
Right.
we know you hate this. We know you don't like this flow.
Right.
If possible, you'd like for, it to move in this direction. And
I think that's a good way of actually looking at it. What doesn't work for you? Well, I hate having my refrigerator all the way on the other side of the room from
right.
but can we move it?
Yeah.
So, awesome.
Absolutely. It definitely helps to be out there for that.
So your clients, do they seem overwhelmed when you first start? It seems like to walk into a project would be, you're used to living in your house and now all of a sudden you've got everything changing at once.
When we first
Yeah.
start the actual deconstruction
Yes.
and stuff, no, it goes pretty smooth. It's obviously an interruption in your life, and we prepare them for that, and we lay out the schedule quite well to know what to expect, how long to expect it, and we don't start a thing until everything is ready to flow like that.
Right.
All the pieces are in. Everybody's all lockstep. This is how long it's going to take, and also we put some buffer in there for the unexpected as well, because we know, well, if we're taking out this wall, and we weren't able to investigate without opening the drywall, is there something else in here? We've got Plan B already in the schedule.
Have you
if
found
it
some
does.
interesting stuff inside of some walls?
Found some dead mice.
There's been lots of small skeletons.
He sends me a picture of it, and I'm like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, I can imagine. We always wondered where the cat went.
But
Oh, my gosh.
nothing too terrible. Like we haven't opened up something and just said, oh wow, this whole house is structurally
Yeah.
an issue. It's those signs would have been there before.
Right. And
Before we
I've
would have
heard
opened.
stories like down south in Louisiana of people opening up the walls and don't realize how much termite damage they have, or, you know,
Right.
I don't know if
Yeah.
carpenter ants would be a problem with that up in
Could
Michigan.
be, but usually you have a sign ahead of time because they're wet wood.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
You know, this area has been leaking for some time. Well, then you already know
Right.
that you've got a problem area that before we can say, you know, it's going to be a piece of cake.
Right.
We need to open this up, and it could be more.
Interesting. Things you don't think of. So, what are the biggest mistakes you see homeowners make when renovating a kitchen or a bath? Maybe wanting something that's trendy that doesn't fit with them, or
Not necessarily that. It's when they want to try to reuse parts and pieces of it, I would say.
Yeah.
We'll have a few customers, they want to keep the existing, like, vanity, but they replace everything else.
Right.
And then we put a brand new, beautiful granite or quartz countertop on there. And the first thing they always say when we go out is, I should have spent the extra money and put a new vanity in.
so it'd be more of a conversation of budget for the whole thing
Well,
instead of piecemeal it? Yeah.
Right, yeah, because you got all this new tile. That vanity at that point with all the rest of the work is minimal
Right.
in your budget. It's and yeah, it's in great shape. You should sell it.
Right.
You know,
Or
don't-
donate it.
Yeah, yeah,
Habitat.
exactly. It's in great shape. It looks good now, but
Right.
once we do everything else that we're doing, you're
Right.
gonna find that you feel you regret keeping this.
I did that in our first house. We had a little powder room, and
Yeah.
we pulled up the floor, we pulled out the vanity, and they pulled the toilet out. And I told my cousin, just use the old toilet. And he's like, I'm taking that to the dumpster next door right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, but that's an extra $160. He's like, if you don't have that money, you shouldn't be doing this.
In the grand scheme of a kitchen, when somebody wants to have us reuse the garbage disposal.
Oh,
it's
yeah. No, I've
it's
replaced 3
not.
already. I can't imagine.
We're not reusing your garbage disposal. If we can't warranty it, we really can't install it.
Right. So, design choices, what adds the most value at this time? So, if you're going to be redoing either a kitchen or a bath, are there certain things that, if they weren't going to do a full remodel, that you would suggest that would add more value to the home? Or is it usually a full remodel if you're doing a kitchen and a bath?
It's generally a full remodel. We do get the facelifts sometimes where it's just the countertops and
Okay.
some backsplash.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as value, I would say going to quartz over a laminate.
Okay.
We really don't see laminates going, and it's their price is not saving you much of anything, and the turnaround value to your house doesn't even compare.
Right.
So it's just generally not a.
So, is quartz your favorite countertop at this time, or?
I mean,
Well,
mine personally,
yeah.
no. I'm more of either a quartzite or a granite person
Yeah.
because I like the actual movement of it. I like how every piece is unique. But as far as clientele goes, they prefer the quartz because they don't want to have to maintain a sealer on it. They want
Okay.
something low maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would be your best option would be a quartz material.
Okay. It's the easiest to maintain. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Very good. So many homeowners are thinking about aging in place these days. Do you have specific designs that you might encourage people maybe that are a little bit older and want to stay in their house?
I mean, there's always things that we can do. Yes, there's also some things that we can't, depending on how some of that age in place is. But yeah, as far as you see bathrooms that have a bathtub that they want to take it to a shower or take it to a curbless shower because they're having difficulty stepping over to get in.
Right.
So that's always something. We might find restrictions with making hallways wider or certain doorways to give it a true ADA compliant
Okay.
space.
Right.
But we can certainly, working within what we've got there, we can certainly make it a lot easier for them.
I've been finding people that are bringing an aging parent to their house.
Yeah.
That is a big important, is to have a main floor bedroom with a bathroom that has a walk-in shower. And so,
Yeah.
you don't always find them, so it would be a remodel that they need to do.
A lot of times we will, with those, they might not be at that point in life where they don't want grab bars or
Right.
or a fold down seat, but they know that, all right, maybe in 10, 15 years we might, and so we will go ahead and place the blocking in the wall and the prep work behind, so when they get to that point where they don't want to ignore it or allow themselves to get hurt, it's easy to install those items.
I didn't know you could do that. That is interesting, and that would be a great suggestion if somebody was going to be doing a remodel, but, planning ahead on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we offer that quite a bit. Well, I'll make sure I bring it up that
Yeah.
we can put this blocking in there. So if you need it down the road, you have
Right.
it.
Right, which is not always an easy conversation, when you're telling somebody that they're getting older, but
It's-
you
it's
do
gonna
it
catch us
graciously.
all. Yeah.
I wish I had grab bars in my shower.
Yeah, I know. My husband put a couple of grab bars in the bathrooms, and I'm like, oh, that just made me feel so old. So how do you help your clients set a realistic budget for the remodels?
We pretty much show them where the middle of the road is going to be, and then it's more on their taste.
Okay,
We see where things average with our client, but it's the needle moves so far on it. It's tough to say there's a true budget. There's definitely customers that have an expectation that is just not going to be able to get reached.
right.
At least with what we offer. We're not a bath fitters to just throw in the fiberglass overlay and
Right.
sheet vinyl floor and walk on out. It's
But if you start in the middle and then give
Yeah.
them the choice of maybe you want to downgrade a cabinet in order to upgrade a countertop, or,
Yeah,
kind of
and-
mix and match things together.
it's usually how that works out.
Right.
You know,
And then when you're working on the remodel, are you appliances? How do you do that? Do you subcontract out or get your appliances, or suggest appliances?
we'll work with Haydlofts and Big Georges are the main ones that we work with for the appliances. If the customer already has their own appliances, we're not going to obviously turn them away. But yeah, that's generally delivered by those companies. Some of them will do their own install, like Sub-Zero. It's got to be their certified installers to get their warranty.
Okay.
But if it's just a normal range or a dishwasher, we're generally the ones putting it in.
You're
We
able to
just
put it in.
organize when it comes out,
Right.
when we're ready for it.
Good.
So,
From your perspective, how does a well-done kitchen or bath affect resale? I think we kind of talked about that.
I feel like you're going to be the one.
I'm going to be the one.
Yeah.
that. I mean, we know we see the dollar that they invest, but you see the difference that it makes in how they're reselling their home, if they do
Yeah.
it or not. So
Yeah, and it was interesting because I just met a gentleman who works for Pillar to Post, and he's put together a flyer of what repairs cost and remodels, just an estimate of stuff, and I kept that. I thought that was really interesting to help people kind of get a general idea before you even put your toe in the whirlpool
Yeah.
and start going.
right.
Yeah. So this is on local community and relationships. Why is working with local businesses and trades so important to you? So you said you work with Haydlofts and Big Georges and other trade groups.
Yeah, try and keep it in-house, in the community. The dollars are staying in the community,
Right.
not necessarily going to a corporate. These smaller, small town businesses, they treat their employees better. They just,
Right, keep the money in.
Yeah.
I mean, you worked for Lowe's, which was probably great when you were working there, but you also see how the corporations work and what their subcontractors are like. And
Yeah, it's better to have almost get a more hands-on feel with it because you're personally working with that person, not just
Yeah.
somebody when
Right.
it's
Call some-
definitely a relationship
right,
that's established, and it's not a revolving door of people
Right.
coming in and out.
right, and
It's-
you know where to find the people if you
yeah,
have to.
It's, yeah, we're now trade partners. homeowners,
Right.
with everybody, and not necessarily subcontractors, which could just be a revolving door, like
Right.
instead of
When my parents
whoever's
moved,
throwing the lowest dollar at them.
right. When my parents moved to Chelsea, they bought their appliances from High Lofts, and I always remember my mom said that the dryer after 4 months was making a noise. And so she called them, and High Lofts came out. And she said they didn't just come out and repair it; they brought a brand new dryer with them, and they just swapped the dryer out without even saying anything. So they were,
you
that-
get better service when
Yeah.
when it's not a stranger,
Mm-hmm.
when it's not some faceless name.
right.
So
Let's see here. Trends. Let's see. What kitchen and bath trends are you loving right now?
I love, just because of being a
white's going
carpenter, I loved seeing that the stains are coming back and wood tones are coming
yeah.
back with the cabinetry.
Yeah, instead
it's
of
not
just
all
color.
white cabinets, whites
Yeah.
and grays, like we were getting there for a while.
Yeah, I like the colors. Like they've got some really cool blues.
Yeah,
Kind
there's some
of the
beautiful
deep-
sage out there.
Yeah,
that
and
I
they're
like.
just starting to
But-
kind of mix the two, like a color on top and then the wood on the bottom. That I thought was really kind of an interesting mix. I like
Yep.
the colors on them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll still see occasionally like the white, like for like a perimeter or something like that, and then we'll do like a really cool, fun color for like the island. But we are definitely starting to see the wood tones and stuff come back
Yeah.
in, so that's always nice to see.
Yeah, just before COVID, I was called BC. It seemed like everybody was going to the grays and the whites, and then all of a sudden, people were stuck at home. And I think they really felt very institutionalized and started painting colors. And they said people started thrifting again and, kind of warming up the house again. So I think that was a really short-lived trend with the real cool colors. What trends do you think homeowners should be cautious about?
Trends that they should be cautious. I mean, just pretty much anything that's hot right at this moment. You
Right.
don't know that it's got the lasting stay.
So just
And it's-
following the
yeah,
major
it's-
trends and not staying.
It's one thing if you're wanting to paint your walls that color, but
Mm-hmm.
the kitchens that we install, they're there for your lifetime.
Right.
So you need to be certain that you're going to love it. Like,
It's what you
tattoo.
like, not what your designer
it's
likes.
It's going to be permanent.
Yeah, like a
So,
tattoo.
Yeah.
That's very true. How are materials, technology, or sustainability influencing design? Are there any new kind of, I know cork was big for a while, or
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
a right there. That's that trend or fad. It was big for a while, and then people
When we
found
went-
the durability wasn't, so
so you spent a lot of money on something that wasn't going to last
that's
very
getting
long.
replaced.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good.
The groutless showers are really nice that
Oh,
people
yeah.
are starting to see, but the problem with those is that they're a lot more
Upfront cost.
cost.
Is it just one solid material?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like solid panels of porcelain or glass or something that's.
Those must be a challenge to move. Are they heavy?
It is more labor involved because it's going to take multiple people to install that one wall, but it's also done quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's no grout lines. It's just
That'd be so
Well,
nice.
quicker on the day, not the
quicker
timing
on the
of it.
day,
because
yes.
there's a little bit more drawn out because all the prep work that has to be done first.
Yep.
And then they
Yeah.
can't template till the prep work is done. So then you
Yeah.
have that downtime between template and install
Mm-hmm.
that you're waiting for your panels to come back.
yeah.
So.
Wow. Yeah, I would love to not have grout in my house.
Yeah.
Groutless showers.
I know. And we built our house at a time where we were using colored grout. So it's like every 5 or 6 years now I have to do the grout refresh or the restaining of it. And, there's just no way around it until you get done. And then the stuff that starts to chip, you're trying to fill in. It's a mess. Homeowner advice. What advice would you give someone considering a remodel in the next year?
Boy,
Plan?
Yeah.
I mean,
Plan ahead.
yeah.
Don't
know what you want. Know what changes hoping to get to.
Yeah, I would think that you would want to maybe look through a lot of magazines, research stuff on, and really know what kind of
Yeah.
grabs you.
Yeah, because this should not be a quick turnaround decision. You know, like I said, the warranty on our cabinets are, you know, you're outliving your kitchen, so
Right.
you wanna make sure that you're happy and all of your choices are going to be
Right.
set. So yeah,
I know when we
absolutely.
we built our house, we have the light cherry cabinets, which I still love to this day. But we had the Formica because that was inexpensive and it's what came with the house. So when we finally did the improvement, that was the first thing that we did finish. And to this day, my husband still wants to get rid of the Formica in the bathrooms. And I'm like, we're the only ones who see it. It's upstairs.
right.
But eventually, we will have to do that. We did get rid of the gold trim shower that was the original builder
Oh, yeah.
grade.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
We
like
ripped a
having
few of
braces.
those out.
Those.
Yeah, it's like having braces. It's just so much metal. Oh. Well, I guess that would answer my next question, which is what was the one thing you wish every homeowner understood? And it sounds basically that they need to understand what it is that they like, what time frame they're in, and what their budget is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's really
Lucy?
that's it in a nutshell right there.
So let me see. What's been the most rewarding project for both of you and why? Either one of you want to start?
Go ahead. I'll think.
Oh yeah, I'm not prepared for that. I mean, I don't know about the most rewarding project as if there's the one that stands out above the rest, but there's on my end, because I'm involved in the install, it's going to be those. You know, we just did one recently where we opened a wall larger. You know, they had these ideas. We were able to make their vision actually come to play, and just hearing how happy they are is always the most
At the
rewarding,
end.
that we're able to accomplish this. There's other ones where you know, other jobs of that same type, you know, and also getting the callbacks.
Yeah.
You know, getting I mean,
Getting the referral to go to somebody else's
but,
house.
or just, hey, you know, you did our kitchen 13 years ago. Loved you guys. We're now in this house here and want to use you again.
Nice.
You know, so yeah.
Do you
just
do a
getting that
before and
relationship.
after for all of your projects?
We try,
We try to.
Yeah, we
Sometimes
try.
we get out there though, and
Forget? Get a little busy?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Some
Or-
it just you know, just yeah, or my before pictures don't quite. But there's always some before pictures because we'll take that at the measurement, but they don't quite
Right.
match up great with the after, because I was focusing on where do these pipes come into the cabinet, you know, or the soffit that we're hoping to get rid of, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So,
So did you think of your favorite project?
I don't think I could pinpoint just one because they're probably all my favorite.
yeah.
When you're
'Cause
doing
I-
them, right?
Well, yeah, because it's just to see their face at the end of the project, and they're always like, "Oh, I just never would have thought of this. I would have never thought to make this opening bigger. I never would have thought to move this there." And so just to see, or even if it's something to do with like an accessory, and they get all excited because now they have all this extra storage they didn't have before,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're trying to find stuff to put in the cabinets now because they
Right.
have all this extra space.
Right.
So,
There's the closing gift you can give them, the pantry staples,
yeah.
the containers. So do you do the big HGV reveal when you bring them in and they cover up their eyes?
They were living through the process,
They
probably.
tend to see it unfold
Day to day.
day to day. But, you know, we let them know, hey, at the end of this day, it's going to look a lot different. You know, especially the day where we're starting to set the cabinets. 'Cause
Right.
all of a sudden, the pieces of the puzzle are coming together, and
Yeah.
now you're really seeing it move.
That's when they really start to get excited.
Oh, yeah, they
Yeah. Nice.
love it. Yeah.
That's awesome. So anything new coming up in 2026 for your business?
I mean, we're always open to evolving. We don't have anything underway that I could say is signed and set for some of the new ideas that we've got. But you know,
I'm just looking forward to 2026 and getting 25
Yeah.
behind us. I thought 20 was bad. I don't know. It just seems a little off. So looking forward to spring coming.
It is looking to be, next year looks to be a better year.
Good. Good. And I'm hoping interest rates come down a little bit. It sounds like
That's
there's a
the way
few
it's
things
sounding.
that are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we can get down to the sixes, I think you'll start to see people move a little bit and then hopefully get more people in, and they'll need to do some remodeling, updating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in today. I really appreciate it. And like you
You're
said, third time's a charm. We've been struggling just to get your podcast done without the echoes and the noise.
That's all right.
So,
We got there.
yeah. Great.
All right.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay. If you're considering a kitchen or a bath renovation, whether it's to improve everyday function, preparing to age in place, or position your home for resale, I hope today's conversation gave you clarity and confidence about what's possible. You can learn more about Horizon Kitchen and Bath, explore their work, and connect with Michael and Shannon by visiting their showroom in Chelsea or finding them online. I'll be sure to include those details in the show notes today. And always, if you have questions about how home improvement fits into your bigger real estate goals, whether you're staying put, downsizing, or planning your next move, I'm here to help guide you through what's possible. Thanks for listening to the Live Great podcast. If you'd enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, share it with someone who might find it helpful, and join me next time as we continue conversations about homes, community, and living well in every chapter of your life. Until next time, take care.